Welcome to ZakDTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, I have 3 interesting space news stories that I think you'll enjoy. Alright, let's get right into this. First, I'd like to talk about the Int-ball, or internal ball camera. This is a remote-controlled drone put up by JAXA, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. This cute little ball that looks like it'd be at home in WALL-E is a drone designed to fly around the space station and take photos from an astronaut's perspective. It can be controlled from ground using existing drone technology. And in fact, JAXA has the controls at the Tsukuba Space Center. I may have said that wrong. Forgive me if I did. This thing does have autonomous flight capability, so it can move anywhere at any time, and all of its image feeds can be seen back here on Earth. They say this has cut the work of the Japanese crew member by 10% by taking images, so the astronauts don't have to. This has been up there since June, but this is the first we're hearing about it. They really wanted to test it out. I guess it'd be pretty embarrassing if they got it up there and it didn't work. They do say in the future this is going to be able to help in other ways. I don't know what other ways though. It is just a floating ball. I guess they could track supplies or something with it, but other than that, there's not a lot it could do. There we have it, a drone in space. Let's go from Earth orbit to intergalactic space. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Seti, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's a group of researchers here on Earth who use radio telescopes to track the night sky, looking for signals that could be coming from aliens. They want to find ET. Well, they have set up an Indiegogo to fund their next project to look for even more types of communication. They're calling the new program Laser Seti. They plan on looking for laser pulses in our night sky. The reasoning for this is before they were looking for a radio signal aimed at Earth. But as they discover more and more planets out there, more and more solar systems out there, and we really start to realize how big everything is, the chances of alien life knowing that we're here from their planet and say, hey, let's shoot those guys, is very slim. But what they figure they could look for now is laser pulses used as communication or as a general beacon as to, hey, we're here. Kind of like how we've broadcasted signals out to say, hey, here's Earth. And they figure because laser signals can penetrate the gas and dust in space, it would be a far better way to communicate with other civilizations. So they've set up a wide-angle camera that is able to take in a huge area of the night sky at 1,000 frames per second and analyze it for any little blips of laser that might be aimed at us, or we might just be in its trajectory. They say the camera will be able to detect flashes as quick as 1 millisecond in duration. They have been working on this experiment now for about 2 years, and it's ready to build observatories. And that's where the Indiegogo comes into effect. They have a current goal of $100,000. As of filming, they're at a little over $25,000. So they're doing pretty good. They still have almost a month left to go. They say with that, they'll be able to put up 2 cameras and cover the initial operating costs, the computers, the algorithms, stuff like that, to really make this happen. It is a flexible goal. And they say if they could raise around $500,000, they would be able to build 2 full observatories. Their long-term plan is to have 14 observatories in place, and they figure by spreading them out on the globe like this, they'll be able to cover all viewpoints from Earth. And at that, if there's a signal out there, they'll be able to find it. And finally, if you're looking at the sky and you see an extremely bright object flying overhead, you may just be looking at the Russian Cubesat MAYAK, which means lighthouse. This Cubesat was successfully put in space on Friday, and it unfurled its pyramid-like reflector around 12:30 p.m. Like I said, the reflector on it is a giant pyramid lighthouse, which is about 3 meters tall, or almost 9 feet tall for us Americans, and is there for 2 reasons. Number 1, they want to use the reflected light off of it that's coming back to Earth to help measure the apparent brightness of other satellites in the sky. Its second goal is to use it for drag. This is a test in how to deorbit satellites, something we have a huge problem with right now. And this is their first step to figuring out a efficient and reliable way to bring these things back to Earth at the end of their service. It will be in the sky for the next month, so keep a lookout for it. And if you'd like to know where it's at, there is an Android app to track it. Although it's in Russian as of filming, I haven't seen an English translation yet. But if you go to N2YO, you can track it there. In fact, right now while I'm recording, it's over Santiago. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for stopping in. If you like what I do, go ahead and click the subscribe button that's going to show up down here. I do this 5 days a week with a live stream on Saturday and a short on Sunday. So I hope to see you here again. And until next time, have fun and be safe.